friendos, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have some exciting news. I'm officially in love, and not with a human, not with Alexi, but with a perfume brand. And this video is not sponsored and I'm not affiliated with them, although I really want to be after trying this out. I'm so enthusiastic to share my thoughts on these fragrances. If you guys are with it, then friendos, just stay tuned. So y'all, the brand that I'm talking about is Deadcool, and they are f***ing cool. So this is a Los Angeles brand, and oh my gosh, you guys, I got this sampler from Sephora. I had been wanting to try this brand out for years, and I just slept on it until it came to Sephora, and it just clicked with me. It was like, I've got to get that. Okay, so this is what the sampler set looks like, and it is hard to open, but I have been testing these out. There's 6 different, hold on, let me get this open. There are 6 different, oh my God. What a day. Okay, without making them all tumble out. There are 6 different fragrances in here. I like all of them. There's not a single one that I don't like. I'm gonna break them down for you and I'm gonna tell you about the brand. I get that it's just perfume, but I am ecstatic. So I've got my notes because I have been testing them out and taking notes on each one. I'll spray them, and although you can't be here to smell them, I will explain the scents to you guys. And in case you guys are curious, you can pick this up from Sephora, and it will come with these scents that I'm about to list off to you. So you'll get fragrance number 1, Taunt, fragrance number 2, which just is fragrance number 2, fragrance number 3, Blonde, Madonna Lily, fragrance Milk, and lastly, Red Dakota. Now, if at any point none of these interest you, then you can go onto Deadcool's personal website and you can pick out the 6 that sound the most appealing to you and put them in a set. To be honest, that's your better deal because their sample set will include a 20% off voucher for you to get a full-size scent of your choice. So here's why I am so obsessed. You all know, or most of you probably know, that I've worked in fragrance for years. I own my own company. My sister and I do work in the realm of handmade items. I'm not going to go into big detail today. If you're wondering, are you trying to sell me something? No, I'm not. But our retail is on the back burner for right now. That started during COVID. My excitement comes from finding something in the fragrance realm that is just so magical. It takes a lot for me to get excited about a fragrance brand, so I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. So when it comes to my perfume collection, you'll find both feminine scents and scents intended for men in my collection. A lot of times feminine can go too sweet or just too floral, and then sometimes, you know, manly scents are a little bit more sultry, so sometimes I'll mix and match, or sometimes I'll just wear one or the other. Point being, I don't just stay in the realm of feminine scents. So this particular brand is supposed to be gender neutral. And usually when I hear unisex cologne or unisex perfume, I get a little disheartened and a little cynical. Have you guys ever tried unisex colognes? Now granted, remember guys, I've worked in fragrance for years. I'm picky. I feel like a lot of them, 1, just don't smell that great. 2, smell artificial in some capacity. And 3, normally they don't actually smell genderless. They smell like they're intended either for a male or a female, and they just put that label on there. This brand I feel like does a good job of creating a truly genderless fragrance. They also advertise that they are non-toxic, vegan, and carbon neutral. So let's get to spraying and I'll break down the scents for you. So at number 1, we have Taunt. Okay, so the advertised scents are bergamot, vanilla, and amber. I smell vanilla, marshmallows, amber, and bergamot in this scent. To be honest, this one is not very masculine in my opinion. I really would not want to smell this on a man. Like if I was like interested in dating a man, I would not want him to wear this fragrance. It's just, this one is the one that I feel like didn't do genderless perfectly. We even had a debate in my house. So there's 4 people living here, my sister, her boyfriend, and Justin, my editor, and of course myself. So the females of the house thought that this smelled very vanilla and just sort of sweet. The males thought that it smelled more citrusy. Interesting how that works. Now this one also is not very potent. You're not going to walk into the room and everyone's going to know what you're wearing. And the same is going to be true for most of these fragrances. They don't have a very potent sillage. This one also has a pretty short longevity. I couldn't smell this on myself past 4 hours of wear. Now with that said, I think it smells phenomenal. However, there are some that I like even more, but let's keep going. Okay, so next up is fragrance number 2. Out of all of them, I think this one leans the most masculine. I also feel like this is a terrific scent for fall. If you like Replica by the Fireplace, I really think that you would like this as well. This one has a little bit more of a spice to it, and it sort of smells like a men's cologne from Russia. I'll be honest, the first time I tried this out, I did not think I liked it, but the dry down is where it's at. The dry down has this sweet, smoldering campfire scent, and it's finished off with a little bit of juniper. It's so good, you guys. They say that the notes are sandalwood and juniper. I can smell the sandalwood a little bit, definitely smell the juniper, and then you also get a little bit of soft patchouli in there. So if you are into the more woodsy, spicy, manly fragrances, you're going to like this. So next up we have Blonde 03. So guys, I like all of these, but this out of all of them is my least favorite, but that doesn't mean that you won't like it. So let me break down this fragrance for you. When you first spray it, it smells very soft and feminine. However, upon dry down, it actually turns more masculine. This one also smells really beachy to me, and it's definitely one of the strongest contenders when it comes to longevity and sillage. So on the website, it says that this smells like black violet and saffron. That's not what I smell when it dries down. When it dries down, I smell really strong sandalwood, I smell vetiver, I smell leather, and everything else is sort of background noise, where if I just sat there and I sprayed it over and over again, maybe I could get a little faint hint of the black violet and saffron, but everything else is so much more powerful that those 2 scents just don't come through for me. So I think if you are looking for something a little bit more masculine, if you like vetiver, sandalwood, a little bit of leather, then I think this might be the one for you. Okay, moving on. This next one is my favorite. I am so obsessed. Oh my gosh, Friendos, this is Madonna Lily. Now why it's called Madonna Lily, I don't know. That the name doesn't really seem to match the fragrance, but let me tell you why this one is my favorite. The dry down on this is so complex. So you can definitely smell black pepper, you smell some woody notes, some spicy notes, but you also smell white tea. Now, white tea is a staple in a lot of European luxury fragrances. You don't see it as much outside of Europe into North America with the fragrances that people both wear and buy on a regular basis. And that is a total shame to me. I think that white tea is so upscale. It has this nice sweetness and warmth to it that when you add that to most fragrances, they immediately improve no matter what the scent is. With this fragrance, you also get a nice little earthy moss in there, as well as a plethora of flower extracts. This also lasted a very long time on my skin. The sillage is decent. Again, these are clean fragrances, so they aren't walking to the house and everyone knows you just arrived. But it's enough that if you're standing next to someone, they're going to notice your scent. Now, this is advertised as being a combination of black pepper, sandalwood, and bergamot, which, let's be real, that sounds really nice off the get-go. But this one definitely leans more feminine, even though that description sounds pretty masculine. And I'll also give you guys a little bit of tea on this. I was at an event on Friday night. I was talking to a man and the conversation suddenly got very flirty, and he told me that I was driving him crazy with my scent. and that's what I was wearing, was Madonna Lily. So that one I recommend wearing at your own risk, friendos. Out of all of them, I would say that's probably the sexiest. There's one more that I would actually put into the category of like sexy fragrances. So let's get into that. Now on to Red Dakota. So this one, you guys, I feel like is your safe bet. If you were just going to do a blind buy and I really didn't know you, this would be the scent out of the set that I would recommend for you. It's very safe. And it's also very popular. So this one too has decent longevity. You're not going to smell this on your skin past 6 or 8 hours. But the scent notes that they advertise for this fragrance is gardenia, amber, and bergamot. And I would say that's entirely true. That is what I smell when I spray this fragrance. I also smell a little bit of woodiness, a little bit of fruitiness. And if you're tired of everything just being citrus, 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 which that's a lot of what I hear in the perfume world these days, that people are tired of and it's overplayed, is citrus, well then this one might be a good one for you because this one has berries in it and it's a really good rich berry base. So I don't really notice a lot of the citrus in there is the point that I was trying to make. And lastly, we have the strongest scent out of all of them. This is the fragrance Milk. So the advertised notes on this one are amber, bergamot, and white musk. Doesn't that just sound lovely? Now the bergamot and the white musk are what I smell the most intensely in this fragrance. And that's awesome because this is a really good balancer. So if you have a scent that is leaning more masculine or one that's leaning more feminine, if you use this, it will balance out the scent and bring it back to a gender neutral space. This one also maintains its scent for a really long time and it has a very strong sillage. They recommend this one for layering and intensifying your fragrance. In case you guys didn't notice, they have a lot of scents with bergamot. Bergamot can last a very long time on your skin, and with the citrusy notes, chemically, that can really make your scent pop. So it's easy to see why this one is also one of their top sellers. So that's it for everything that came in this set. I'm so obsessed, you guys. I'm going to have to fight myself not to go online and buy some of their other products as well as another set. I'm trying to hold off for a sale. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fight myself long enough to wait. Oh my goodness. They also have car air fresheners and they have what they call detergent, which is of course just detergent. The detergent I believe is $30 and it's supposed to last for 60 washes. So maybe I'll go ahead and spring for it. I really should wait for a sale. I've just been buying lately, but I wanted to show this for the people out there that like a gender neutral scent like myself. I just think that this brand is really cool and they live up to the name Deadcool. Like, doesn't that just sound like a really edgy name? So their 1.7 ounce perfumes are normally $90 and with that 20% off, that brings your price down to $72. Okay, friendos, I hope I was able to give you some good insight on these Deadcool scents. Let me know which one sounds the most appealing to you and if you have tried any of the scents yourself. I always like reading and responding to your thoughts and feedback because you guys are smart cookies and you have some excellent opinions. I'm wishing all of you a fabulous rest of your day. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you have not done so already, because if not, we'll both have to live in the sorrow of never knowing what could have been. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.